Buongiorno. It seems Antonio Conte has been appointed the new Tottenham Hotspur manager. Antonio Conte has been appointed Tottenham Hotspur manager. Yes, that Antonio Conte, the one who won the league with Chelsea over us, the one who won the Scudetto, the one who has done so many remarkable things. That Antonio Conte is here at Tottenham Hotspur. I'm in disbelief. I am in absolute disbelief. Okay. Here's I don't even know where to start. The last time I recorded a video, I was like, I think Nuno might be sacked. It seems stupid. Okay. 48 hours ago, there's this tweet going around, right? And it's pretty accurate. 48 hours ago, I was depressed because of the game. 24 hours ago, I was relieved because Nuno was gone. Today, I am filled with passion and joy and excitement for the new future of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And yes, before anyone says anything, yes, short-term manager, blah, 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 blah. However, by God, do we need a good coach. Look, you all know my opinion on Mourinho. I don't like him. I don't think, good coach, just not at all what this team needed and didn't vibe with anything that was going on, and I think he's a bit outdated. Antonio Conte is like if Mourinho was reborn into this new generation, and his tactics, his mind, everything about him, he's more up to date. He knows how to handle players better. He has not lost a dressing room. Before you get on to me about the players failed Mourinho, they're gonna fail Conte. The players took a vote at the end of Mourinho's tenure and voted him out of the dressing room, apparently, according to the Athletic article. He was not well liked at Tottenham Hotspur, and whatever you say about Mourinho, I think there's a reason why he's fallen out at multiple clubs. Antonio Conte does not do that. He leaves. And, that will suck when we come to it, but by God, he will make us better. He will make us better in so many different ways. And look, this is the appointment that was actually meant to happen all those months ago in the summer. I feel so bad for Nuno. I do. But also, we finally got our man. If we're going to be honest, Nuno did seem to be a glorified caretaker. The short-term contract, he was about 7th choice or something, according to The Athletic again. Yeah, he was not going to last long-term, and I think always the opinion in people's minds was not if Nuno was ever going to get sacked, but just when. We needed someone to stabilize the squad. We needed someone to come in and just do a better job than Mason would have, I guess. And he came in and arguably did that. But we got our man. This is our number one choice for a manager, or I should say Fabio Paratici's first choice for a manager. And there's a reason for that. He's worked with him before at Juventus, where he had his longest stint in management. And, and I think the reason we waited, Antonio Conte put out a thing saying he probably wasn't ready to return to management after they had won the Italian league, and he had to leave and blah, 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 and he was still emotional about it. There is that side. I do think there was also hopes of more promises from our higher-ups. that he didn't really agree with, but I think a lot of things impressed him about how we handled the summer. Um, yeah, so I guess let's get into why I think this is a great appointment and a brilliant idea. So I'm gonna move myself over here, and we're going to take Mr. Conte down, and I'm going to shrink myself a bit. Conte's tactics. So I this is Nuno's team, right? This is how Nuno played, 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, and yeah, I it worked. This is roughly the personnel I could envision being used. Um, but as we all know, Conte likes to do a back three. So, what I would envision happening, and maybe this is wrong, um, but what I would envision happening is Lucas just deletes, gets yeeted, he's gone. And in place of that comes a center back, and we're going to move these guys around, move Region and Emerson forward a little bit, move Romero into the center, and then move Jaffet down in here somewhere. Now, this role could also be filled by Davinson Sanchez. However, oh my god, I'm so high up. However, I do believe that I think Jaffet is the better fit. Just purely because I think Antonio Conte relies on having his center backs that can play out from the back. The other shifts you would make is, you just form a very simplified strike partnership here with Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. I think that's pretty easy to buy into. Sergio Region and Emerson out wide. I think some people might say Emerson hasn't impressed. I think, like a lot of people, and I'm going to say this a lot, needed a change in possession-based structure to excel. And I think Emerson will be one of those people. I think he's a very competent passer, very competent technically. I think he's a intelligent footballer, and I think Conte will like him. I think there's a question over whether Doherty gets a look in. I certainly think and Conte will value his runs into the box. And I think if you look at the people that Conte has worked best with, or Conte is most famous for working with, are people that maybe are not the most technically gifted, but are really hardworking and have a good brain on them. And I think we can kind of look at someone like Matt Doherty. I know a lot of people are just laughing right now, but I do think the only thing that really makes Matt Doherty a good footballer, and yes, he is that he is able to get into the box and provide a really unique attacking outlet from fullback. And not a lot of other players can do that, but as we know with Achraf Hakimi from Inter and now at PSG, he had a marvelous goal return and assist return, and I think that speaks to how he wants his fullbacks to play. Besides that, what we'll touch on is why I think this is such a great appointment is for the first time in a while, we will have a coach that has a way of playing that is just very distinct, and you can pinpoint back straight to him, and you're not wondering what are all these individuals doing on the pitch with each other. Why, it just looks like individual inspiration. Like Tanguy's going to take the ball and do something with it, and then Lucas is going to take the ball and do something with it, and try and make magic happen. That does not happen under Conte. There are people that are given license to do that, but there is a set structure-based possession system, and I could cry. I like there's nothing more. I just want it. Basically, what you will see is he loves to play out the back. with his center backs, which is why I say that you need competent ball players. I think Hugo will be okay for this because it's mostly short distribution and mostly focused on the center backs and not on the goalkeeper. It would be helpful for him to be good, but also Samir Hadnanovic, who is not amazing, I think pretty similar to Hugo in the way that he's an amazing shot stopper, but maybe not elite at distribution. I think Hugo can do pretty well there. If not, we do have Pierluigi Golini, who I believe he would know of. But yeah, that's why I opted for Jaffet over Davinson. And I think one thing you can look at is also, back to the possession-based structure. It will be passes out from the back, kind of drawing the opposition onto the team, but having a set way to keep the ball while you're sucking in the opponent. So it's not going to be like, oh, we're getting pressed and we're worried and we're going to give the ball away in a dangerous area and blah, 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 blah. It's no, we have a way of keeping the ball in our possession-based structure, which is something we've been missing for so long, so that we can suck them in, create space for people to run into, and then play a ball over the top and stuff like that. And that's why I believe has been a major fault of the previous managers before him. We have just not been able to keep the ball and progress it in a way that is consistent. So I think with this, you want to have a deep-lying playmaker, or at least this is how I played at Inter. You want to have a deep-lying playmaker. So maybe you move Skip up and you make him a box-to-box. Another option is you have him as the deep-lying playmaker and Højbjerg as the box-to-box. And then another option, which, is maybe what you would want to see from a signing of Giovanni Lo Celso's caliber, that's not right. You would see Giovanni Lo Celso come in and take that role, and then you would have the marvelous... Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay. There we go. Perfect. But then you would have the marvelous trio of Højbjerg and Ndombele and Giovanni Lo Celso, which so many fans have been calling out for. Then the strike partnership of Kane and Son. I think we all know how their chemistry works. I think Lautaro Martinez is a great example of what Kane likes to do, drop off a bit, play balls in behind, etc., etc. Can work perfectly. And Son is so intelligent, his runs, he can get into the box like Lukaku did and really cause the opposition some danger in the box. There's so much more I can go into, but that's the basis of his tactics. We're going to still see counterattacking. We're going to still see that, but there's a set way to do that in a modern game that's proven in the modern game to work and consistently create chances. His teams score a lot. His strikers score a lot. This is good for so many of our players. I think after 2 years of not seeing, or 3 years almost, of not seeing a good coach in charge of this team, we're going to see a lot of players prove people wrong. I fully believe in the squad to be talented. I think a lot of the squad have been good recruitments. I think there's so many players that are just waiting for them to pop. We're just waiting for them to pop. And I think there's this misrepresentation of a player fails if they're not scoring a hat trick every game and we paid $60 million for them or blah blah blah. I think it's a bit unfair how we rate our transfers. However, we do want to see them perform better. I think, Tanguy Ndombele is a guy Conte wanted at Inter. These are talented players. They are undeniably talented players. People were searching after Giovanni Lo Celso. Emerson Royale is a highly rated talent. Brian Hill is a highly rated talent. Dele Alli was a good player. That doesn't just go away. His class does not just go away. His timing into the box, timing runs into the box, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, are going to be worthwhile, and his work rate is going to be worthwhile. Sergio Reguilon, one of the best left backs in Spain, when he was there. Eric Dyer, again, proven when he was in a possession-based structure and dominating other teams, and, has been up and down. Romero, best defender in Serie A last year. Jaffa Tanganga, proven himself to be one of the more defensively solid players we have, and his one-on-one game is superb. And Hugo, World Cup winning goalkeeper. I don't even think I need to touch on Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. That's a damn good team. And if he can just get them ticking, there's no stopping. Yes, we need reinforcement, blah, 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 blah. But this is a good-looking team. And Conte is going to be the one to make it shine. Come hate on me if it doesn't happen. But, yeah, I think this is the time where we're going to see Conte is going to demand a certain amount of respect and attitude from his players. And if he doesn't get that, they're gone. And honestly, that's fine. And if it does turn out that Tanguy just does not want to be there, I'll eat my own words and I'll say, yeah, what can you do? That's the fault of him, and it's a shame because he's such a talented footballer. But I am so hopeful that so many of these players will thrive under him. And, even players like Brian Hill, like people that have this hardworking attitude, Harry Winks even. I don't think he's going to be a mainstay in the team, and I hope he isn't. But, he's going to appreciate the attitude that Harry Winks brings to the dressing room. I don't think you can ever accuse Harry Winks of being a slacker. I mean, maybe on the pitch, but, in his hard work, I think many people are quoted as praising Harry Winks as being a great player to have around in your squad. There's just so many good players in this team, and I so want them to. I just want to see them do well. I'm excited for Tottenham for the first time in a while. Yeah, it was hard to make videos on the Nuno era. It's hard to make videos on the Mourinho era. It was just, it was more exciting, but it was depressing. But this is going to be something new. If this doesn't work, this club is cursed. Yeah. There's nothing more to say about it. I just really want this to work out. It still seems surreal to me that he is the manager. That it just doesn't make any sense. Because former Chelsea, blah, 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 really high profile. Why are we still appealing? Luckily, he sees that, and, I see that as well. I think we're an appealing club, and I so want us to prove so many people wrong. We can still be a good team. Yeah. Fellas, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I feel like I have my Tottenham back, which is really weird because, I don't think he is the vision of progressive management and blah blah blah. He's just so insanely intelligent and well thought out in his plan that it works. And I think there's something to be said for when he was a player, he wasn't the most talented, but the way he worked, the hard work, and the way he understood the game meant he was needed. And hopefully that's what he brings to this team. I think this is going to be big, fellas. It might take a second to really settle in, but once it does, I think we can battle for fourth. I think we can win the Conference League, whoever cares about that. Yeah, this is going to be great. I am so excited to see how this team plays. We're going to actually see football. I feel like I've forgotten how football is meant to be played. Um, but hopefully he reminds us of that and we can all watch Tottenham enjoy together. I feel like we've never been more unified than this. I don't know of a single Spurs fan who's down about this. And funnily enough, I feel like if we had appointed him in the summer, I still would have been like, I kind of want Fonseca. I don't know what I was thinking. This is amazing. This is surreal. He is an insanely good manager. And pretty much nothing controversial like talk about with him. Um, if you can't tell, I couldn't be happier, and I'll probably actually be motivated to make a career mode. No promises, but um, I am really excited about this, and I hope you guys are as well. Um, yeah, having a real coach is gonna be great. Um, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This was a longer video, but yeah, if you watched all the way through here, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Um, thank you. Uh, thank you for sticking with me through all this. I hope to see you on Thursday in good spirits. Wow, wow, wow. Love you guys. Come on, you Spurs. Buongiorno, or it's not buongiorno. That's welcome. Bienvenido, as the admin said this morning. But yeah, no, grazie for everything. I'll see you guys next time. Come on, you Spurs.